This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and this gameplay that you're seeing is just me by myself. It's not the best gameplay. It's better when I coordinate with a team, of course, playing Control on Destiny. Most game modes like this where you need to capture points to control the map and win the game, you're better off with a team because you'll communicate better than you would with a bunch of randoms. But might want to get used to seeing me alone, although I will say this, I have so much Control footage saved up that you probably won't see that for a while. Probably have enough footage on Control that I could drop that it might even make it to the end of this month. After that, I don't know, because I've been Destiny divorced. My homegirl has decided she can no longer stand playing with me. Why? Well, if you saw the video that I put up, that I was talking about the package delivered that Destiny gave us, as a gift. I guess that was supposedly going to be the Christmas gift, but they had to hold it back because, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live were, out of whack, especially PlayStation Network. That thing was out of whack for a long ass time. So they held it back and gave it out this past week. I was talking in that video about the different things that I got from drops, and that's the source of this divorce. Destiny has been pretty damn good to me when it comes to drops. I won't go into details and say everything that was dropped off to me, but been a good amount. You can go check out the video if you want to see that. But I've got lucky. I've gotten quite a few exotics. Galahorn, I got the Monte Carlo. I got 2 of that like crazy World War I sniper gun. No Man Beyond or something like that. I forget the name of the gun. Maybe No Land Beyond. Either way, I got 2 of those dropped, and then I got a bunch of legendaries. I think I've gotten some armor that way too. I know I got the Titan chestplate that way, and I think I got a helmet once for the Warlock. But it's been pretty good to me. Well, the previous playthrough was the final straw, as we were doing this week's Nightfall. We had a strategy set up where I would like hide to keep us in the game while we rotate in and out of things, and keep the team alive. And like I jumped in after I had somehow died, and I got the final blow, which was insulting enough. But after I got the final blow, after like just jumping back in the game after just dying, I also ended up getting a Cirrus Regime, which my friend had been coveting for a while. We'd been talking about that gun for a minute. She really wanted it, and awesome bullshit, I ended up getting it dropped to me. She rage quit, and pretty much that was the reason for our divorce. So she doesn't want to play with me. She says if I come anywhere near her party, she's gonna jump out. Don't bother her on Destiny anymore. And I actually do feel a little bit choked up, because I think we were a good team. We were a really good team, and it sucks that something like that is why we're not gonna play Destiny for a while, which brings me to the point of this old gamers rant, is that you should never blame the player. You should always blame the game. By no means did I intend on getting Cirrus Regime. Did I ask for the Galahorn? Did I beg the Destiny gods and they acquiesced to give me Monte Carlo and things like that? Truth of the matter is, Destiny, its loot drop algorithm is very strange. It's, it'll give some people the best, it'll give some people the worst. Sometimes you don't get anything at all. It's just a randomized, algorithm that none of us can explain. It just happens. That's the way it is. But of course, a lot of us get upset when we see other people get things that we wish that we can get, and we tend to throw all our ire towards the player. Moving off of Destiny, things like Call of Duty. I've mentioned this before that, while I do agree that some people shouldn't play certain ways, you have to remember the game allows for this. The stuff like camping and all that, quick scoping, all the stuff that people hate in Call of Duty. That's stuff that at the end of the day is left in there for the players to discover by the developers. So the developers had left those things in there to be used. So while there is a quote unquote honor among gamers, I guess, at the end of the day, if the game allows you to do that, you know what, I can't really fault the player for taking advantage of what it allows, because if it was something that was considered really bad, it probably wouldn't have been in the game in the first place. So you gotta blame Activision's developers for Call of Duty for those things like that, for setting up spots where people can camp, to allowing for you to do quick scoping with the sniper rifle and things like that, stuff that you shouldn't be able to do because you couldn't do it in real life. It's a part of the game mechanics, and people are just taking advantage of those exploits that are in the game. It's kind of the same thing with how we beat some of the other strikes. How Bungie patched in that fix to keep people from hiding on the Archon strike underneath that platform, where people just used to just camp out there and avoid damage and take pot shots on that dude. It's like that. It's definitely like that. It was something that Bungie put in the game. So unless they themselves fixed it, which they did, we can't necessarily complain about players using it. You know what I mean? You should never blame the player. Again, I understand people who play like that suck. People who exploit things suck. But when it's a situation where, it's not up to the player whether or not things happen, you can't really blame them. And I feel like that's my situation right now with Destiny. I'm getting blamed for something that I didn't necessarily cause. I just showed up on the spot and the shit was given to me. You can't blame me for that. You know what I mean? But even in the cases where you have players who play like assholes and things like that in games, a lot of the times it's not necessarily their fault that they do that. It's not somebody's fault that they take a weapon that's cheap and use it constantly, such as in Destiny with the not pulse rifles, the fusion rifles. I hate fucking fusion rifles because everybody runs around using those things, and they're just such easy kills in my opinion. But you know what? That's the way the game made it. So me, while at the moment I might scream "fuck you" and your fusion rifle, at the end of the day, I know I can't get seriously mad at you for taking advantage of something that's put in the game that helps you succeed, because you didn't create it. You just discovered it. So I shouldn't necessarily spew hot venom at you. At the moment I'm gonna feel that way, but I'm not gonna hold a grudge over it, because hey, that's just the way things were built. So keep that in mind next time you play one of your favorite multiplayer games. Next time you're in Destiny and your boys get more stuff, your boys or girls get more stuff than you, and things like that. Just remember, it's all a part of the game. The player didn't make it that way. That's how the developers laid it out for them, and they just happen to benefit from it, by no fault of theirs. But anyway, as always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.